Welcome to Optimal Timelines. My name is Sean, and this is going to be your monthly TAROTSCOPE reading for February 2024 for the second half of February, from February 16th to the end of the month. And this is going to be for your North Node by sign and house. Now, if you're new to my channel, the reason I use the North Node in tarot readings as opposed to your Sun, Moon, or Ascendant sign is that it's recognized in astrology that your North Node is your North Star. It's your soul path. It's what you're here to learn and experience in this lifetime. So it's much more relevant and accurate in readings as opposed to using your Sun, Moon, or Ascendant sign. Now, before we begin, one other special note. This week, actually February 14th, and the 13th, actually, depending on where you're at on the globe, there is a very important aspect that's happening. It's the Pluto-Mars conjunction that's happening. And I wanted to let you all know, because it's such an important and intense aspect, that you could be feeling very intense energy. Those around you could be feeling this energy. What a conjunction is, it's when two planets are conjunct. It's like their powers and energies are combined and mixed. Now, a conjunction is a neutral type of an aspect. It's neither negative or positive. It's depending on how it's personally reflected in your own birth chart, also the planets involved, and how the energy is used. But I'm already feeling this, and this is a very, very powerful, conjunction that happens roughly about every, 2 years. And this is going to be in the sign of Aquarius. So some of the things to look for are feelings of like intensity. It could feel like maybe overwhelming. And as I said, it's not necessarily negative, although it can, because of such a big energy influx, it could cause people to feel a lot of discomfort. So what you really need to know to navigate this is, if you're feeling this heaviness and intensity, it's important to, during this time, to take some deep breaths, like really try to relax into it. The way I like to describe it is, when you have an intense aspect like this, think of it as like an ocean wave, or like waves on the ocean, where you want to ride the wave. You want to like flow with it. You don't want to try to fight against it. You want to try to navigate it. Okay. So it's a time to, when those around you, if there's some intensity in your relationships and in different situations, try to relax and flow with it as much as possible. On the positive note, the other thing is, this could be very powerful for a lot of people. This energy that's, as I said, it's neutral energy. It could cause you to have more passion and energy in your life in different things that you want to do. So the way to use this energy also, besides like flowing with it, is maybe taking the energy and putting it to some productive use. Some people like to, do physical energy, mental energy, to kind of expel it, okay, and use it in a very positive way. But this, you probably, if you're watching this right now, you've probably already been feeling it, because when a conjunction happens, you start to feel it a week or so before, and then you're going to feel it like afterwards also. So it's at its peak February 13th or 14th, as I said, depending on where you're at on the planet. So with that note, just flow with the energy. We're all feeling it to a certain degree. And the best thing is, like I said, just to count to 10, take some deep breaths, and just kind of go with it. Try to be as productive as possible with the energy that's flowing. Anyway, with that, I'm going to connect to the energies, and we can begin the readings. I call upon my spirit guides and guardians and the wisdom of my ancestors to bring forth the information that's true and correct for all who see and hear this reading, that it may bring them the most beautiful, happy life possible, and set them on their most optimal future timeline. So may it be. Okay, Aries North Node or North Node in the first house. This is going to be your February second half tarot scope reading. And as a reminder, remember you're going to want to watch two videos, one for your North Node by sign and one for your North Node by house. Okay, so the card that popped out for you in this reading is the Seven of Swords reversed. And what I'm feeling like is that a lot of you could be feeling like something that has been taken from you is coming back to you. That could be something of a physical nature. It could be something of a non-physical nature. So non-physical, it could be like you're getting your some of your confidence back. You're getting some of your self-esteem back. You are on the physical plane. It could be something that was taken from you, maybe like you were passed over for a job promotion or something like that. But something is coming back to you in some either small or large way. And there is an aspect of kind of sneakiness and underhandedness that could have been involved in this. And when it could have happened is it could have happened in the past, or it could be happening like right now in the present. Okay, but this is the kind of general energy that you're dealing with, and I feel for a lot of you, it's that you're in the process of transformation. Okay, and I feel like for quite a few of you that are watching and listening to this, that you're at the stage where I feel like you're not quite there yet, but you're in this process. Something is coming back and returning from you. Maybe you're gaining strength back. You're gaining more mental energy, and to different degrees. Okay, but as I said, there could be some discomfort as far as because it was something that was maybe done kind of underhanded or behind the scenes. Okay, but it is positive. It's gonna move in a positive direction. Now your timeline cards are: you've got the Five of Pentacles reversed, you've got the Temperance card, and you've got the Sun card reversed. Now, this on this timeline, this is the reason why I'm saying that this is an overall positive thing. Because first of all, with Temperance, the Temperance card is relating to alchemy. It's mixing various elements together to get something better or different. So, the old uh, way we would think of alchemy was when, alchemists would blend different elements together, like lead and something else, and they were trying to like be able to create gold. And but really what alchemy truly is it's all of our experiences that we're experiencing in life. We create this alchemical process within us and we turn it into gold. So that's what our experience is. All of the things that we've learned, we are learning to temper that into something better. Okay, and with the Sun card up here, whenever you see the Sun card in a reading, it's always positive. When it's reversed, it just means that it's either in the process of becoming something better or it's being obscured, but it's there. Think of, as I always say, on a sunny day when the cloud cover covers the sun is still there. It's just being covered by something. Okay. So you're in the process of this, of turning things that are coming back to you, and you're creating this alchemical reaction within you. Now, the Five of Pentacles is interesting because what you're learning here is you're learning above and beyond that you're able to rely on yourself. You're your own best friend. You are your own savior. You're your own hero in your story, because that's really what, Aries North Node, or North Node in the first house is. It's the becoming of the self. You're becoming the best version of yourself, because the first house in Aries rules the self. And the reason that the Five of Pentacles is reversed is that before, many of you may have felt like, why don't I get enough support from those around me? Why don't those people why don't people have my back? Why in situations am I not feeling supported and cared for, etc. Okay. And what you're learning is that you still, that those are all fine and great things to have, but you're learning that you can be your best self, and you can, as I said, become your own hero. And I think that's what this is about. This, everything that you've gone through is creating this like reaction in you, and what you're doing is you're becoming this stronger, better version of yourself. And I think the second half of February, it's going to become more and more apparent. Now, each of you that are going through something similar to this, but it's going to play out in different ways. For each of you, the details might be slightly different of how it's going to play out. But the general energy of what I see for the North Nodes, for your North Node, is this. Now, what are your advice cards? You've got the Knight of Wands upright, and you've got the Four of Pentacles reversed. What the Knight is all of the Knight cards are cards of movement. They're cards of action. And when you have wands, we're talking about energy. We're talking about the inner fire that we all have within us. We're talking about creativity. We're talking about courage. We're talking about confidence. Everything that wands kind of represent. And so this is something that you want to tap into. This is the energy of of the hero, of the person who's strong. And the way that the Four of um, Pentacles reversed, relates to this is, it's about not going into protective mode, because a lot of you tend to, when things are happening around you, or things maybe aren't working out like you would hope, you kind of can go into a protection mode, like, okay, you're closing off, you're protecting yourself. And what you're finding is that when you are facing whatever it is, like head on, North Node in Aries, or first house North Node, you're facing things head on, like the hero, like a warrior. You're finding out that it's working better for you, as opposed to going into protective mode. Someone says or does something to you, and instead you just kind of, okay, maybe you get hurt, and then you just kind of back off and you go into protection mode, as opposed to saying like, hey, what's going on here? What happened here? And so that's why I say there's courage coming back to you. There's confidence coming back to you. There is creativity coming back to you, and you want to keep going with that. Okay. But yeah, very powerful second half of, February. And if you are, struggling and having a difficult time, remember that the key for you is to put yourself in life first. It doesn't mean that you're selfish in a bad way, but meaning that what you believe, what you feel, your feelings, what is important to you should be important, like number one in your life, because what you're doing with this path that you're on is, when you become the best, strongest version of yourself, then you can help those you love. You can be a help to those around you. You're becoming the best version of yourself, and having the most strength that you can have. So the selfishness, when you're putting your needs first, you're able to give more to the world. Okay, so that's really what this is saying. But yeah, very, very powerful second half of February. Anyway, I hope this reading was helpful to you and you found some value in it. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions in your life and would like a personal tarot reading, or if you would like your astrological chart analyzed where I could see your personal timeline, there's a link in the description box below. Would love to give you more information on that. But with that, I'll just say thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on some more videos. Many blessings. Okay, North Node in Taurus and or the second house. This is going to be your February 2024 Tarot reading for the second half of February. And remember, you're going to want to watch two videos, one for your North Node by sign and one for your North Node by house. In the second. Okay, so the card that popped out for you is the Nine of Swords reversed. And if you've watched the intro to the tarot readings this month, I was talking about the, Pluto Mars conjunction with very intense energy, February 13th and 14th, depending on where you're at in the world. But it's intense energy, so a lot of you could be feeling kind of and experiencing, intense feelings and emotions, mentally and emotionally, and also like those around you. If you're experiencing like any, intense dreams or, nightmares or whatnot, could be a lot of like worry going on, but it's reversed. I feel like it's subsiding. It's temporary, and it's something that is just flowing through for the end of February. And there is a reason for this whole thing for you in particular, you North Nodes in Taurus and or the second house. But it is intense that you're going to feel the second half of February on and off, as I said, depending on your own personal chart. Now, your timeline cards are, you've got the Two of Wands, Two of Wands reversed. You've got the Queen of Wands reversed, and you've got the Three of Swords reversed. Now, some of the things that could be going on will start with the Three of Swords reversed. We could be dealing with, some emotional things in relationships, some things that were hurtful, and that need healing. The fact that it's reversed, just like the Nine of Swords reversed, is it something that is passing through. So this could be like an old wound that is resurfacing, or a new wound that happens that is like passing through. How it could affect you personally is it's going to not only affect you emotionally, but because you're, North Node in Taurus or the second house, it could feel energetically, it could affect you. Okay. And as I said, it's a passing energy, and that's what this Queen of Wands reversed. Okay. So whatever this is, the second half that you're dealing with, that's like an emotional wound, it's either old or something that's new. As I said, it's temporary, but it could feel like it's like a hit to maybe your confidence and your inspiration and your creativity. It could be like a little bit of an energetic hit that way. And then also with the Two of Wands reversed, you could, for a lot of you, could feel like maybe it's slightly knocked you off your goals. Okay. This is all temporary. Okay. It's the reason this is happening is it's trying to get you to reset with the Taurus energy or the second house energy, which is becoming that, that boss that in your life, and taking the bull by the horns and moving through obstacles. Like we've all heard this. It's like a bull in a china shop. no other animal can move through, obstacles. You think of a few different ones. You think of bulls. You think of, like bulldoze your way through. Or you think of like rhinoceros as another one. But okay, these are the type of energies we're talking about. So the reason that this is happening is it's strengthening you to go through this and come out the other side type of a thing. Okay. And so, as I said, the Two of Wands could relate to, you know, your vision for the future. Okay. So it going through it can be kind of uncomfortable. Okay. But you will kind of move through that. And as I said, it's just temporary. Now, what are your advice cards? Okay. You've got the Three of Cups and you've got the Devil card. Now, everyone that has been on my channel for a while knows that when I talk about the so-called scary cards like Death, the Devil, the Tower, okay, they're not bad cards necessarily. They're just archetypal energies, okay? And what the Devil card is this represents it could represent fears, it could represent obsessions, it could represent addictions of something. Okay, so maybe some of those things that I am talking about like right now, those things I mentioned, you could be experiencing. But overall, it's something that is um I would say with this Nine of Swords, I would say you're dealing with kind of a lot of internal fears. Okay. Now, the way to overcome it is, it seems completely crazy, okay, to overcome it, but you have the Three of Cups. Now, what does the Three of Cups represent? The Three of Cups represents a few different things. Number one, it represents connecting emotionally with others, but as a help, like teamwork, not just connecting like something like the card the Two of Cups would say, but you could see that they're in celebration, but the cups or their emotions are intertwined. They're holding each other up. And so what you're learning is you're learning the fine art of your south node, which is in Scorpio, or the eighth house, which is reliance on others, and you're bringing that in with the independence that you're learning from your north node in Taurus, or the second house. You see what I mean? So it's not like you're supposed to, like, if it's working perfect, you're not supposed to leave all the support and help from your south node and just become completely like a lone wolf or the lone bull on the hill. You're supposed to become independent, but also know when that to rely on the resources around you. Okay. Which is, people resources are certain relationships. Now, that's the first meaning. The second meaning is, this is about connecting to the enjoyment of life, connecting to, and this is the big thing for Taurus, connecting to everyday things. Um, you know, enjoying a sunset, enjoying a fine meal, um, all of the things that can connect you to the earth and your body, and that nurture you mentally and emotionally and physically. Okay, that's what this card is saying, and that's why it's an advice card, because what you can do in a practical way is, when you're going through something intense, it might be a good idea to go, take a warm shower or a warm bath. Okay. Put on a nice comfy robe, relax a little bit, connect with a warm cup of tea or some other beverage, like relaxing. Okay. Connecting to the body, because for your north node in Taurus and or the second house, that's a big part of your path, which is connecting to the physical aspects of life. And you might think, when someone says, oh, like, like self-care, just take care of yourself, like, why, like whoop-de-doo, okay? But see, it's important because it is a strategy for you to help you work through things. So it's like when you are, you know, working through these obstacles, as I said, as the bull does, you also, taking care of yourself and connecting to, you know, the physical aspect of life around you. That's where your strength is. So your strength is going to come from two areas: from connecting to the beauty and, um, I don't know, the strength that life can give you physically, and also from the resources around you, when you need help. Because I feel like for a lot of you there is help, but it has to be like balanced. Okay, it has to be done connecting with others while staying independent. Okay, that's really what you're shooting for. But anyway, look, these are going to be in some intense 2 weeks. As I said in the beginning of the video, flow with the energy, take some deep breaths, try to work through this, and this is going to pass. Whatever this is, just work through it, okay? And there is a way out. As I said, taking that advice, try to release the fears, and doing this self-care, okay, will really help you with that. Anyway, I hope this reading was helpful to you. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions in your life and would like a personal tarot reading, or if you would like your astrological chart analyzed where I could see where your personal optimal timeline is going, there's going to be a link in the description box below. Well, with that, I will say thanks again. We'll see you on some more videos. Many blessings. Okay, North Node in Gemini and or the third house. This is going to be your February 2024 TAROTSCOPE reading for the second half of February. And remember, you're going to want to watch two videos, one for your North Node by sign and one for your North Node by house. Okay, so the card that popped out for you is the Nine of Pentacles. And before I tell you my thoughts and feelings on this, I want to go over your timeline cards here because they're closely related. Okay, so on your timeline, you have the Five of Cups, you've got the Ten of Wands, and you've got the Hierophant. Okay, so for the second half of February, what I'm seeing for you is that it's really important that if you if you're not pursuing any like hobbies or interests in life, no matter what that is, it could be, sports, it could be art, it could be music, or whatever your interests are, really anything, reading, or just whatever your passions and interests are. It's really important that you do that, and to, even if you have one, maybe to start exploring others. Here's why I say that. Because with your North Node, you have a very, very active mind and active, imagination, and it's important for you to put that to use. But it's important that you experience a wide variety of different experiences. And in this case, we're talking about like learning things. So it could be anything from like, you know, uh, you know, uh, travel, or it could be, learning a language, or like, as I said, music, or anything that, any sort of a hobby or skill that you want to delve into. The reason that's important is, with the Five of Cups here and the, um, Ten of Wands, it could be that, for some of you, it could be like your life has become somewhat of a burden. It's kind of like, you could say like, some of you, like maybe burnout, or it could be getting you down emotionally. It could be causing some feelings of depression, um, you know, and it's important for you to focus some energy in different areas of your life. And I feel like that even if you're watching this and you do have other interests, either do them more or explore like other ones, okay? The reason for that is that it's all going to open you up. And so I feel like that for the second half of February there's going to be opportunities for you to do more of this. And the weird thing is, the reason this is coming up is because a lot of times, you know, when I've worked with clients over the years, you know, I'll see it like an energy like this where they're like, I am so bogged down with work and my life, and I'm not feeling energetic. How do I even feel like doing some other pastime or hobby or whatnot? And I get it. So like if you a lot of times you could be feeling like that. So start off small. Like start off just saying, okay, so you've got a bunch of stuff on your plate. Okay, you have a busy life. You could be feeling like you don't have. Just start off with something. It could be, you know, like something for you to unwind, like if you know, like a video game or whatever. Just start off with something for you to kind of decompress. But I feel like for a lot of you, you need to focus some energy into like various other areas of your life, and a lot of that is going to have to do with like hobbies and interests. Now the Hierophant's really interesting because this card is relating to your south node, which if you're watching this video, your south node is in Sagittarius or the ninth house, okay? And this is about like, you know, your personal life philosophy. It's your things, you know, your traditions, the way you always do things, the way you think about things, the way you feel about things. And I feel like the reason this is coming up is because this is going to broaden your horizons with adding more interests into your life, adding more leisure time into your life is going to open up your life philosophies. It's going to open things up, and it's going to allow um, these burdens and maybe heavy things that you're carrying to heal a bit. Okay, so it's very important for you, you know, to kind of do this. Um, because it's going to affect you on a big scale. Okay, now, the advice cards are you've got the Three of Cups and you've got the Temperance card reversed. Now, the Three of Cups here is saying that you definitely, if you can, um, try to connect more with those around you in a fun and leisure way. Okay? Because it can be very practical. Okay, connecting with someone like, for example, I had a buddy who, it can, you know, be helpful in business, but I had a buddy who worked in the wine distributing business, and they would take a lot of clients out and whatnot and, you know, play golf. Okay, so there's a lot of times a lot of connections in life happen through leisure activities. You know, a lot of times couples have met through leisure activities, okay? Or friends are made, or, you know, like I said, business connections. So it's important that you are able to do that the second half of February. Allow yourself to do that, especially if you're feeling like burdens and burnout, and, you know, it's really important to allow yourself to um, experience some leisure time. Now, with the Temperance card reversed, what this is saying is this is about, you know, personal alchemy, but it's also about balancing the energies, in your life. Because if you're watching this, a lot of you might be experiencing, and you might not even be aware of it, some imbalances in life. Like what I'm getting here is like, you know, working too much or feeling burdened too much or being bogged down by emotional, issues too much. Okay. So all of these things I'm talking about it will help you to work through this. It doesn't make everything disappear, but what you're doing is you're allowing some energy to filter out and focus in other areas. So it kind of helps heal these other things that could be going on. Okay. It's not going to instantly solve all the problems, but I really feel like also, like, if you're feeling burdened, working more hours or taking on more tasks is not going to help you. And if you're feeling like really emotionally down or distraught, um, you know, stewing on those issues, or kind of just keep thinking about them isn't going to help. So that's why these are about kind of taking some of the energy in your life and diverting it into other directions, which is really good for north nodes in Gemini for sure. So anyway, I hope this reading was helpful to you and you found some value in it. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions in your life and would like a personal tarot reading, or if you'd like your astrological chart analyzed where I could see your personal timeline and where it could be heading, there's going to be a link in the description box below. Please hit that like button. I would appreciate it. And reach out to me in the comments with any questions or just to say hey. But with that, I will say have a great one. We will see you again on some more videos. Many blessings. Okay, North Node in Cancer and or the 4th house. This is going to be your February 2024 TAROTSCOPE reading for the second half of February. Remember to watch 2 videos, one for your North Node by sign and one for your North Node by house. Okay, really interesting. So, the card that popped out for you is the 8 of Pentacles. And I'm feeling like when I saw this, I instantly felt, and now that I'm seeing the rest of the spread, that this definitely is all about work and career, or what you do on a daily basis, okay, for your main work. So obviously we're talking about work and career, but also it could be if you are not working for a company or whatnot, it could be independent contractors, okay, independent, business. It could be if you're a stay-at-home parent, okay, that's what you do every day. Or even if you're unemployed or a student, for example, okay, so if you're watching this, the energy is the same, okay, so if you're a student, that's what you do. Your main vocation is being a student. Or even if you're unemployed, like what you're doing on a daily basis, okay, that's what this is talking about here. Now, your timeline cards are, you've got the 10 of Swords reversed, you've got the Hierophant reversed, and you've got the 2 of Cups reversed. So I feel like with whatever it is you do on a daily basis for work, career, or the other things that I mentioned on a daily basis, there's going to be some intensity this, next 2 weeks of February, okay? As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, okay, we have February 13th, 14th, depending on where you're on the planet, the Mars-Pluto conjunction, okay, in Aquarius, okay? And Aquarius rules groups of people like businesses and whatnot. So what I feel like is you're going to, if you haven't already been feeling it, you're going to experience some things. There could be some things regarding, work relationships. And as I said, if you're a stay-at-home parent, it's your, primary but human relationships regarding what you do. Okay. There could be some things where, you with the 10 of Swords, reversed, it's like there could be some intensity, things that have happened that aren't very pleasant. You've got the 2 of Cups reversed here also. But what this is the reason that you're going through it is this is transforming the way that you normally do things. So with the Hierophant reversed the Hierophant is about, um, patterns of and ways of being, our personal philosophies, our personal traditions, the way we've always done things, the way we've always thought about things, our personal philosophies. And the Hierophant's reverse is getting you to change something about the way you are dealing with what it is you do on a daily basis for work. Okay, it's getting you to change ways of being, ways of doing, all of those things, your personal philosophies, okay? And I'm not going to sugarcoat it, okay? You could be feeling some discomfort in all of this, and it could feel like kind of very intense, especially with this, Mars Pluto conjunction. Okay, so you are feeling it, but I do feel like it's temporary, and at the end of it, you are going to learn some very, very valuable things from it. Now, what are your advice cards? You've got the Eight of Swords reversed, and you've got the Ace of Pentacles. The Eight of Swords reversed, this is about breaking out, and again, has to do with changing the way you think and feel about things. It's breaking out of patterns that you weren't aware were keeping you stuck, okay? And you have always had the power, even though you didn't know it, to break out of these patterns. And you're learning that you can break out of those patterns. Even on a small scale, like when something happens to us and we learn something, a lot of times it doesn't have to be this grand, big thing of like this huge epiphany, which is fine if it is. But sometimes we go through something and we just learn one little tidbit about ourselves and about other people and about life. We learn one little thing, but that one little thing could be so important. Just a slight change in the way you look at something, the way you feel about something, okay? And bottom line, that's what this is. This is breaking out of a prison, or a jail of our own making, like a mental prison. And so I feel like that's what this second half of February, even though this is uncomfortable, a lot of you are going to be able to like break some patterns. You're going to be able to learn some, different things about your life and your situation regarding work and what it is you do. Now, that's where the Ace of Pentacles comes in, because this is something of value that's being given to you. It's like a realization. This is something that is, all of this has value because it can change the way that you are going to work in the future. So it's like a reward that's been given. It's something that is being given to you in a sense that that you're learning from. But what the real reward is getting you to change the way that you're approaching whatever it is you do on a daily basis. Okay, work, career. Okay, it's getting you to change in some way, and that's the value. That's the gift that you're being given. But as I said, it could feel a little weird. Okay, um, it's very intense energy the next 2 weeks. Okay, so go through it, navigate it, and just remember the advice is learn from it, flow through it, and realize that you have the power to break away from the way you think and feel and react to situations. Okay, and you're going to see very, very plainly how to navigate this. I think it's going to become kind of very, very evident. But try the best you can with the Two of Cups, as I said, to navigate the relationships that are happening. Some of them can be salvaged, some can't. But regardless, it's going to play out like it's going to play out. The bottom line is you're going to learn and you're going to be stronger and better for kind of going through this. So anyway, I hope this reading was helpful to you. You found some value in it. If you have any questions in your life and would like a personal tarot reading, or if you would like your astrological chart analyzed where I could see your personal timeline and where it's been and where it's heading, There's a link in the description box below. Reach out to me, say hi in the comments. Would love to hear from you if you have any questions. And also, if you can hit that like button, would appreciate it. But with that, I will say thank you very much, and we'll see you on some more videos. Many blessings. Okay, North Node in Leo and or the 5th house. This is going to be your February 2024 Tarot reading for the second half of February. Okay, so the card that popped out for you is the reversed 8 of Swords. And before I get into this, I want to lay out the timeline cards. For the timeline cards, you've got the Ace of Pentacles upright, you've got the Hierophant, and you've got the Ace of Wands upright. Now, what I'm seeing here is I'm seeing that there's a change going on here for you mentally, emotionally, but in particularly, it's coming out of a period in your life where, and I feel this is temporary, where a lot of you could feel like you were kind of like mentally and emotionally kind of trapped, you know, in a way, because everybody that has a Leo North Node or North Node in the 5th house has what's been described as a seed or seeds of greatness in them. Okay, it's not that other North Nodes aren't great, but the seeds of greatness I'm talking about is some sort of a creativity or gift or gifts that they have within them that a lot of times go unrealized, and it's a gift that's supposed to be given to the world. Now, these gifts that they have, or these seeds of greatness, can bring the North Nodes in Leo or in the 5th house lots of, it has the potential for health, happiness, success, winning at things. Okay, it has all of that, but as I said, the seed has to be realized, and then it has to be nurtured. And what I'm feeling like is that a lot of you are beginning to come out of a period of maybe like not fully, like, too much worry, or not believing in yourself, or feeling like, as I said, trapped in some way in your life, mentally or emotionally. And I feel like the second half of February, you're going to be given a gift or a hint. And that's where this Ace of Pentacles is coming in. This gift that you're going to be given, that we'll get into in a minute, is something that can change your philosophy or the way that you've always done things, that can set you on a new path. It's like a new way of being that is breaking away from the old way of being, type of a thing. And where it could be leading is to inspiration, creativity, kind of more energy, in your life, or and moving towards something like that are higher goals for you, things that you want to accomplish. More, as I said, confidence even that could be coming in. Now, what are the gifts going to be? The gift that you're going to be given is like some sort of a hint or heads up from somewhere. It could come from another person. It could come from an opportunity, but it has to be recognized. It's going to come to you, and even though you can see that the pentacle is being given by this hand in the clouds, it's not going to come in on an obvious silver platter. For some of you, it might be really obvious, like an opportunity comes up and you're going to have to kind of jump on it, but it could be scary. It could be like something that So for some of you, you won't be able, you maybe won't be able to recognize it. For others, you'll be able to recognize it, but possibly be afraid to take the steps to move forward in it. For others, it could be more subtle. It could be just something that you hear or whatever, and you think about it. It could even come in a dream or something. But I feel like for most of you, you're gonna at least find this out. What you have to do is you have to accept that gift, whatever it is. And as I said, it could come in subtle ways. Maybe you hear of an opportunity and you start thinking to yourself, wow, like, I could do that. Or it's about you are able to realize a gift that you have, or you're going to start pursuing something that you want, whether that be in a business or gaining knowledge in some area, or tapping into, as I said, that creativity or a confidence. But it's going to be important that you kind of recognize that. And really, the end result here is you coming out of this feeling of stuckness. So the big hint for you is the second half of February, when a situation happens or you have inspiration that you feel has the potential to get you unstuck in some way, whether that's physically, mentally, or emotionally, if it has that potential, really kind of give it a second look, okay? Now, the advice cards for you are, you've got the Four of Cups and you've got the Strength card. Now, this is really interesting. This is what I'm talking about as far as the gift goes. And we were talking about people recognizing it or not recognizing it. Now, traditionally, the Four of Cups, it has a lot of meanings, but traditionally it could mean like, someone who is not really recognizing, the gifts that are being, given to them. And also it could be like, kind of something that has to do more like on the emotional level. But if you notice, what's interesting about this is that this is related to the Ace of Pentacles, because they're both these gifts that are being given and presented. And so what this is relating to, this Four of Cups, is that this person, the key is here, they're not recognizing something that is there for them. Okay, because they're too focused on these other cups here, but they're not recognizing something that's being given to them. So that's why I'm saying, like, there's something that is going to be presented to you in some way. And for each of you, it's going to be different the way it's presented. For some of you, it might be more blunt and kind of a blatant thing, or for others, it could be more subtle. But what you have to do is you have to recognize, but remember that you have to recognize it. And the key is, if it's something that, no matter how scary it seems or uncomfortable, if it's something that has the potential to break you out of old patterns, to break you out of being stuck, it's something that you want to at least investigate, okay? Now, the other advice card here will go with the Strength card. This is relating to, if you see here, your North Node's in Leo, the lion, okay, or the fifth house. What's happening here is that I feel like for some of you, there's going to be an actual person that can be there to help nurture the gifts, because you see here that the maiden is nurturing this ferocious lion. The lion is represented by your Leo North Node potential, your potential of the fifth house, of your creativity, that seed of greatness. And I feel like that there are actual people around you that can help nurture that in some way. And as I said, it could be like an actual person, or it could be something that you see, hear, or experience. Okay. But what this is doing is, this is nurturing that seed of greatness within you. It's really exciting. I think that people that have that North Node in Leo or the fifth house, um, it's a beautiful thing, because when I've seen that, when they finally discover that that which lies within them, that seed of greatness, okay, when they move toward it, it's really a beautiful thing. And it's not really done for selfish reasons. These gifts are given to you to be able to um, share it with the world in some way. Okay. Now, we're not necessarily saying that you can could become a superstar or something like that. Although that's a anything that's a potential for greatness is on the table. Okay, but it could just be becoming the most amazing, awesome parent that's out there. Okay, that could be like a seed of greatness. So, or an awesome teacher, like something where you're like, I'm not really happy doing this, like, you know, job over here, and I really want to like teach, or whatever it is, whatever that passion is, because it's not necessarily becoming a superstar out in the public where you're world known, okay, but that could be possible. But it's about becoming a superstar in whatever avenue, wherever your gifts lie. So really all you have to do is you have to discover your gift or your gifts and begin to work toward them and nurture them. And I feel like that's what the second half of February is about, that there's going to be something that's an opportunity. Now, if you've watched my readings for any, length of time, you know that this is kind of an ongoing theme for North Nodes in Leo. But I feel in particular this is a heads up, because I feel like the energy that we have right now this month is helping to fuel this. So recognize the gifts that are being, given to you, the heads up, and then look within to where you can, you know, kind of share those with the world. And you're going to see that a really amazing, great life lies ahead of you. Okay, no matter where you're at now, you can move forward very quickly on a path that can lead to much more happiness, confidence, and creativity. Anyway, I hope this reading was helpful to you. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions in your life and would like a personal tarot reading, or if you'd like your astrological chart analyzed where I could see your personal timeline, where it's been, why it's been there, and where it's heading, check out the link in the description box below for my website and get you some more information on that. Reach out to me in the comments, say hi, hit the like button if you could. I would be much appreciative. And with that, I'll say thank you. Make it a great second half of February. We'll see you on some more readings. Many blessings. Okay, North Node in Virgo and or the 6th house. This is going to be your February 2024 TAROTSCOPE reading for the second half of February. Okay, so the card that popped out for you is the Knight of Pentacles reversed. And before we get into this card, I want to get into the timeline cards because they're related in a big way. So on your timeline, you've got the 10 of Wands, you've got the Queen of Swords, and you've got the Judgment card. Now, relating to the Knight of Pentacles reversed, what's happening here for you this second half of February is you're actually being asked to slow down and make some course adjustments in your life. And the slowing down part is connecting to the every moment in your life, connecting to your body, your health, the earthly things, really being grounded. That's another thing that you're being asked to do. And because what could be happening for a lot of you is with the 10 of Wands here, you could be holding a lot of burdens due to, like, some of you could be experiencing kind of burnout, or just feeling like, like kind of maybe drudgery, that you're not really ultimately like doing the things you want to do or accomplishing the things you want to accomplish. As I said, like kind of burnout or a drudgery. And by slowing down and making this course adjustment, um, you're going to be able to kind of not only move in a different direction in your life, but be able to see that direction and why you're supposed to move in that direction. Now, getting on to the Queen of Swords here, the King, Queen, Knight, and pages can be actual people in our lives, us or somebody else, or they could be like energies, archetypal energies that we have to, embody or deal with in some way. In this case, I feel like it's a dual thing. I feel like the Queen of Swords is relating to you, but also to the energy of this card. Now, remember, your North Node being in Virgo and or the sixth house. Virgo in the sixth house is ruled by the planet Mercury, which is represented as one of the air signs. Okay, which swords represent the air signs. And I feel like that this is representing you, is that the second half of February, you're being told to slow down and to begin to really think in a rational way about your life, your goals, and where you want to go, but from a somewhat non-emotional point of view, to kind of analyze it in a rational way as opposed to an emotional way. Okay, and that's what I'm seeing is, so this pause, you're being told, because what this is going to do is this is going to help you clear up the burnout and get you on a better path, and kind of unburden you in some way. So what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to analyze where it is you want to go and what it is you want to do in order to kind of change your life. Now, the interesting thing is you have the Judgment card here. Now, this is a card of awakening to transformation. You could see that, the card has the Archangel Raphael, or excuse me, Gabriel, blowing the horn, which is waking up these people out of a state of deadness into something else. Okay, it's like so this is a time where you're in the process of resurrecting your life. The old life is going away, and you're resurrecting it to a new and better life. But in particular, you are listening to this call that's inside you. But I feel like that there's going to be some information that's going to be coming to you in other ways, because remember, swords also rules communication, not only mental capacity, but also, as I said, communication. So I feel like I really want the second half of February, I want you to really like listen and pay attention to things around you, what people, information that you are getting from any source, books, magazines, the internet, other people around you, wherever. Okay, listen for any, also in dreams. Okay, things like that. But in particular, slow down in whatever it is you're doing in order to kind of see your life in a different way. Now, to get more into that thought process here, we're going to look at your advice cards. Okay, you've got the Page of Pentacles reversed, and you've got the Knight of Swords reversed. Now, again, with the Knight here, the Knight of Swords, all the Knight cards are cards of action and movement. Okay, but the Knight of Swords is telling you, this is definitely telling you to slow down, or maybe you need to change course, or all of the above. Okay, but it's definitely saying slow down, because you're ready. You need to change course to where you're going, because a lot of you that are watching this, you may need a course correction, as I said, okay? And slowing down will help you do that. Now, the Page of Pentacles reversed is saying that if you don't slow down in doing this, it's going to be very difficult to be able to analyze um, your life, your situation, the things you need to change. Think of it like this. Let's say I gave you a picture to look at, right? And I said, study this picture. Okay, and you take it and you're like looking at it, you're like really trying to analyze it and understand it. Now, what if I said, take that picture, but this time I told you, instead of standing there, I told you to look at the picture while you're running 50 yards to a different point, okay? So you're going to have to look down, look where you're walking. You're not going to be able to really focus in on anything because of the movement. You have to actually stop what you're doing, even possibly sit down and analyze, what's going on. Don't let this confuse you. Here's what I'm saying. The reason that your life could be kind of burdened right now is that there's things that are out of focus. And in order to get the focus, which is Virgo, the sixth house, it's about focus as opposed to the big picture. You're looking, you're trying to focus in on your life. It's going to take that pausing. It's going to take stopping the movement and really sitting there and kind of analyze what's going on, study it from a emotional point. And so you're going to be given, an opportunity to do this in some way. Something is going to be shown to you, or several things, the second half of February about your life, and you're going to want to study them. You could see here the page is delicately holding and gazing at this pentacle in front of him, and he's not running. He's standing still, analyzing and looking at this. If he was to try to look at his pentacle while he's running, as I said before, he wouldn't be able to really do it, okay? So really, that's what you're doing the second half of February. Take a pause, analyze your life or different situations, listen for information that's coming in so you'll be able to process it. The other thing too is that one last thing about processing information. There are people that I know that have energy similar to this, where because they're moving so fast through life, they're not really listening, or they're not seeing, or because they're moving too fast, or they're just too maybe like I said, unfocused. Okay. So in order to really, sometimes we can really see things more clear when we kind of take that pause and we're able to like see things clearly and in focus. Okay. That's really what the second half, of February is. In doing that, I can tell you that I really feel in this reading that if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling burdened, if you're feeling burnt out, you can really move past this and get to a way better place in a very short period of time. And a lot of times in life, it seems counterintuitive because you think the faster I go, the faster I'll get there. In this case, no. The more that the quicker you can pause and analyze what's going on around you, the further you're going to get, and the quicker you'll get there. Okay. So that's really what this whole reading's about. I hope that made sense to you and you found some value in it. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions in your life and would like a personal tarot reading, or if you would like your astrological chart analyzed where I could see your personal timeline, where it's been, and where it could be heading in the future, There's a link in the description box below for my website. We can get you some more information on that. Again, thanks for watching. We'll see you on some more videos. Many blessings. Okay, North Node in Libra and or the 7th house. This is going to be your February 2024 Tarot reading for the second half of February. Okay, so the theme card that popped out for you is the reversed Five of Pentacles. And what I'm feeling like for you for the second half of February, the last 2 weeks, is there is going to be a situation or situations that are going to arise that are going to kind of stress the need for reliance on people or resources of some sort. When I mean resources, I mean just like maybe, you know, talking to a friend or getting advice, but the need for some sort of help and assistance, where the universe wants you to try to connect with the human resources around you. Remember, if you have this north node, it's very common because your north node in Libra or the 7th house, you have your south node in Aries or the 1st house. These people, you tend to be very like independent. Like you want to do things yourself. You want to be able to take care of yourself, and that's a great thing. You have that natural gift of independence and personal strength. Most of you watching this have this, but what needs to come in right now is the being able to work with others. And what happens a lot with this north node is the universe. If you look back on your life, you'll think of situations where you've constantly been almost like forced to need people or rely on people in some way. Like these themes keep popping up where it's like you are being pushed toward working with others. Okay, but I feel like for the second half of February, there's going to be a need for you to do that, and that's kind of like the answer. Now, your timeline cards are: you've got the Queen of Swords reversed, you've got the Two of Pentacles, and you've got the Two of Swords upright. What I'm seeing with this is that this could have a component with the Two of Pentacles. Is there's some things in your life that you're juggling, that could be kind of struggling and juggling, as I like to say, struggling with this. Okay. For a lot of you, there could be some things that have to do with, money, finances, work, income, investments, property, things of that nature that Pentacles represents. But in general, just like things could seem the second half of February kind of imbalanced. Okay. And the key to getting it balanced is connecting to that Libra north node, or north node in the 7th house, which is a connection to others. And I feel like there are people around you, in particular with this Queen of Swords reversed. A lot of times, as I always say, if you watch this channel on a regular basis, the King, Queen, Knight, and Page cards are what's known as the court cards, and they can represent actual people, or they can represent energies, or archetypal situations. In this case, I feel like this is an actual person, and I feel like there is a person and sometimes people around you. It could be multiple people. That you can rely on in some way, or need to rely on, even though it might feel uncomfortable to seek help or guidance or something. But whatever's transpiring for each of you, it's going to be individual. But whatever transpires the second half of February is going to require you to, as I said, accept and seek help and connection with others. That's kind of like the key. Now, the way that the Two of Swords is playing into this is that this is very much connected to the Five of Pentacles here, because this is not recognizing help around you or not taking advantage of help around you. Just like you can see in this card here, the people are obviously in need of some sort of assistance. And it looks like, there's this warm, glowing window. There could be help inside. It could be, representative of, like a church or some other like holy place. But what this card is it's being in a state of need, but being able to recognize where help might lie. And that's what this card is here also in this case. The meaning of this card is you could see that the Two of Swords, the swords of the intellect are crossing over the heart area, so blocking off from emotions. The eyes are blindfolded and with their back to the water, which is intuition. And so this is saying like it's really important for you to, in order to recognize this person and take advantage of it, you're gonna have to like open up your heart space. You're gonna have to really, connect to deep emotions, and it could feel uncomfortable to do that. But really, what I want you to look at is I want you to look at the second 2 weeks of February. Who around you is a possible resource that could help you with balancing whatever this situation is for you? And who could help you? Even if it's just simple advice, it could be doing something like, just off the top of my head, like, hey, can you, watch my dog while I'm doing this, or, just any sort of thing. It could be big things, you know what I mean? But it's really important that you do find this person, and the act of when you do this and you find this person and you seek help, it might seem like on the surface, like, well, what's the big deal? But it's a huge win on your North Node path. It's a huge win because you're not trying to be like the lone wolf, the Aries South Node, or the first house South Node. You're moving toward that North Node, which is a connection to others, with Libra. Now, your advice cards are, you've got the Knight of Pentacles, and you've got the Page of Pentacles reversed. What this is saying is that whatever this situation is, with the Page of Pentacles reversed, you don't want to hyper focus on the issue. You don't want to like look at it like through a microscope or a magnifying glass. You want to like stand back, because what ends up happening is if you focus on just the situation and not kind of the solution or what are the other possible solutions, it kind of puts you in a corner or pigeonholes you in a way into one direction, that where there could be like multiple avenues of solving whatever the issue this is. And that's what the Knight of Pentacles is saying, is that relax into this situation and take a pause and like sit back and analyze, okay, well, how can I approach this? And think of different ways. The first thing that pops into your head, don't just do it, but like kind of think it through, feel it through, and say, okay, that's one option. What's the next option? And you could say, oh, you know what? My, sister or brother or my friend said that if I ever needed anything or any help, that I could maybe, ask or rely on them, And so that's what you're doing here, is you're pausing in order to kind of see where it is, or the best course of action. This is definitely saying not only not focus too much on the problem, but to stand back, but also not to make any impulsive decisions regarding it. Like that could be one of the tendencies. People that have that, the North Node in Libra or the seventh house can be like sometimes really too impulsive. Okay, and I know this because my Pluto is in the first house. Okay, so there could be this kind of desire to solve the problem really quickly, which there's nothing wrong with that, but you don't want to be impulsive. You want to think it through type of thing, and more importantly, like feel it through. Okay, so essentially, just to kind of recap, whatever this situation is that could involve, money, finances, or some other sort of like, resources, or even could be something else. For the second 2 weeks of February, what you want to do is you want to see where is it that I can receive help in some way or assistance. And when you do that, what you're doing is you are connecting to that Libra North Node, connecting on a heart level. And the gift of that is that when you do that, you're going to see that it really like is going to open up your life in new ways. Not only in new friendships, but the universe is going to kind of reward you for seeking that out, even though it's not going to feel like it's something you want to do. Okay, but that's really the goal. Find out who this person or who these people are that can assist you through this. Okay. Anyway, I hope this reading was helpful to you and you found some value in it. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions in your life and would like a personal tarot reading, or if you would like your astrological chart analyzed where I could see your personal timeline, where it's been and where it could be heading, there's going to be a link in the description box below to get you some more information. Reach out to me in the comments, say hello, any questions, love to help you with that. And with that, I'll say thank you. We'll see you on some more videos. Many blessings. Okay, North Node in Scorpio and or the 8th house. This is going to be your February 2024 TAROTSCOPE reading for the second half of February. Okay, really interesting. So the card that popped out, the theme card, is the Emperor card. And what I'm seeing for you North Nodes in Scorpio and or the 8th house for the second half of February is there's going to be a situation that's going to arise that could be a little challenging, and it's going to involve an authority figure in your life. Now, that's a broad term, so I'm going to say, kind of state some of the areas and ways this could play out. When I mean authority figure, so the Emperor, this could be a boss or supervisor. It could be a parental figure. A lot of times the Emperor could be like a father or father type figure. It could be someone in authority in your life that, might not be, even though I think this is going to be personal. So, but authority figure represented by the Emperor could even be like a government agency or something to that effect. Okay. Also could be like a teacher, mentor. It could be, like a professor, something, to that effect. But it could be for many of you, and I'm kind of leaning toward this, someone in your life that is more closer to the heart. So it could be someone that is a close family member or friend, or in a romantic, someone you're in a romantic relationship with or partnership. Okay. Why do I say that an authority figure is someone who's close to us, like a family member, or in a romantic relationship? Because it's not that they are over us, like they're an authority over us, but the reason that they're an authority in our life is that we place these people in a high position. Like obviously, if you're in a romantic relationship, that's like decently healthy, you care about what that person feels, what they think, what they do. You know, there's this, you care about what they think about what, you know, you do. So we place these people in positions of authority. If we're really close to a family member, like we care. If it's not like someone on the street that, you know, they're not an authority figure, like we, you know, don't really care as deeply what they think or feel or whatever. So that's why I say that it could be someone that is very close to us, which I feel. Now, how can this play out? Well, let's take a look at your timeline cards. You've got the Lovers reversed card, you've got the Tower reversed, and you've got the Five of Cups reversed. So look, a lot of you could be experiencing something that is some sort of a shakeup in a very close relationship, something that is close to the heart, something that is going to, you know, it's something that's of a much more personal nature. Now, for a lot of you, this could be something that is older or ongoing that's resurfacing, or it could be something, you know, new. For some of you, it could be like a new thing. And a lot of this has to do with the fact that, you know, remember your North Node in Scorpio or the eighth house is ruled by the planet Mars and Pluto. Okay. And at the beginning of the video, I was talking about, you know, February 13th, 14th of this year, this month, that there is this, you know, Mars Pluto conjunction. So look, we're all feeling it. I mean, everyone that I know, and I know personally, I'm feeling it. I've got a lot of things in my chart in Scorpio. Okay, so you're gonna feel this. Okay, in different ways. Okay, so look, the thing about this, though, the reason that all these are reversed is because I feel like a lot of you are either going to move through this fairly quickly to healing, or you've already kind of been moving toward it, or it's kind of like a lesser hit because these are, you know, reversed. Like I said, the reverse Tower, reverse Five of Cups, all five cards when they're reversed are positive. Okay, and so I feel like you're going to move through this, but uh, it's going to feel like it could be, you know, painful. Okay, in this situation. And as I said, it could be a friendship, it could be, you know, a family member, or someone really close to us, or even someone like, you know, less personal, like a supervisor or boss. But the emotions are going to run high. So what are your advice cards on this? Okay, so you've got the Knight of Swords and you've got the Hierophant. What this is saying is that you want to approach this situation head on. And that's what this Knight of Swords is saying that there could be a tendency to where you really don't want to deal with it. You don't want to deal with the drama or the situation. But this card is saying, no, like face it head on and deal with it for a couple of reasons. Number one, when you do that, you're going to be able to recover from this quicker, and you're going to be able to solve it. It's almost like because now I'm not saying that this could be a final breakup or anything of a situation. It's just a situation that could be emotionally painful. Yes, for some of you, you know, yeah, could it be like a breakup? Yes, it could. But for a lot of you, it could just be a situation where, you know, it's like a bump in the road in this relationship. Okay, and remember, like I always tell my clients, right? A relationship is like a ship, a literal ship. Okay, a ship is only as good as it is seaworthy. In other words, a ship might look all pretty and it might, you know, be great and have all these amenities, right? But when a storm hits, can it weather the storm? You know, and that's what it's just like a relationship, right? It a good relationship is able to weather storms. Okay, so this could just be a storm blowing through. You have to weather it. And what you want to do is you want to face this head on, because, as I said, the tendency could be like, I just don't want to deal with this right now, and it's like too much of a sticky situation. But face it head on. Okay. Now the Hierophant's interesting because what this is doing is this is getting you to change the way you are doing things, the way you've always done things. And this situation is asking you to make changes into the way that you would normally handle this. Okay. So you want to kind of think outside the box. You want to face it, and you want to, um, kind of think of new ways of approaching this. Also, with the Hierophant, we're talking about, deep philosophical beliefs. And this is something that the situation is trying to get you to really look at your personal life philosophy at a deeper level, not only different level, but a deeper level, and kind of like facing this, because um as I said, the tendency could be like, I just don't want to deal with it, and but face this head on. Okay, and deal with it in whatever way is proper. um the best way for you to do this is not only facing it head on, but being able to get in there and hash it out. That could mean like, lots of discussions. Don't just like, and it might be like, maybe just don't automatically go to stubbornness or whatever, but be willing to, you know, dig in and hear the other person out, or the other people out, and kind of work with it. Okay. And this is something that, just remember, it's something that you want to do differently than you normally would handle it. And so, like I said, for each of you, the details will be different, but you definitely want to just like face it head on. And when you do this and you're able to kind of like navigate through this, you're going to end up with a lot more personal wisdom. And that's again what the Hierophant's saying. You're going to be gaining a lot in your life going through this. And as I said, it doesn't necessarily have to be any sort of like an ending necessarily, but it is definitely kind of a bump on the road. Stay open, um, dig in deeper into the situation, and work with it, work with it, and try to work it out, and see if at the end of the month, if it's not like a better situation for having gone through that. At least you'll know kind of where you stand at the end by facing this, where you stand and where the other person or other people stand. Okay. So yeah, anyway, I hope this reading was helpful to you and you found some value in it. If you have any personal questions in your life and would like a tarot reading, or if you'd like your astrological chart analyzed, where I could see where your personal timeline has been and where it is moving toward in the future, there's a link in the description box below. I'd love to give you some more information on that. Go out there, be strong, face the second half of February and through the rest of the year head on. And we will see you on some more videos. Many blessings. Okay, North Node in Sagittarius and or the 9th house. This is going to be your February 2024 TAROTSCOPE reading for the second half of February. Okay, so the theme card that popped out for you is the Moon Reversed. And what I'm feeling like is, for the second half of February, there's going to be something that was hidden or unknown to you that is going to be coming to light, like some information or something about a situation where it was hidden, and you were unaware of it, and you're going to be becoming aware of it in the second half of February. Okay, your timeline cards are, you've got the Eight of Cups upright, you've got the Eight of Wands reversed, and you've got the Three of Wands upright. So, to give you some more details about whatever this situation is that's coming to light, um, what you want to do, whatever this is, because for each of you, it's going to be different what the situation is. But I'm going to tell you what the cards are saying of how you should handle it. So, whatever this information is, what you want to do, first of all, is you want to make emotional sense of it, and you want to emotionally back away from the situation. Give yourself some emotional distance from it. But at the same time, with the reversed Eight of Wands, these are similar cards. They're cards of movement. And the Eight of Wands, when it's upright, is saying like moving away very quickly from a situation in a physical way, okay? But this is telling you not to do that, not to move away so from the situation physically, or like kind of completely separate yourself from it. But you want to separate yourself emotionally from it while you're staying involved and kind of engaged in it. Now, what could the situation involve? It could involve, you know, money, finances. You know, your advice cards here. You've got the reversed Ace of Pentacles, and then you've got the Tower card. Okay, and so there could be like a little shakeup regarding, you know, money, finances, or something of like value, property, something to that effect. And the way this is, the reason this is happening is this is pushing you towards your goals. That's what this Three of Wands is. So knowing whatever the situation is going to be different for each of you in details. What it's doing is it's trying to get you to focus in on what it is you want, like your long-term goals. You're looking at your path, okay? And sometimes when we, you know, like if you've ever heard stories of people that like become a famous writer or, you know, movie director or something else, where, or, you know, start a business, a lot of times their story is, it's, you know, you don't hear this very often where, oh yeah, my life was like perfect, it was just humming along, and then I just decided to write a book, or I decided to like start a business. Like a lot of times it's like there was something that was a catalyst that gave them the focus and the energy and the motivation to move toward a goal. You know, one of the things that popped into my head was, you know, J.K. Rowling, you know, how, you know, she was a single mom and she was, you know, struggling financially. And, you know, the whole idea for the Harry Potter series just like popped into her head and she started writing. This is a story that it repeats itself time after time. That's the kind of energy I'm seeing for you. That, so even though this is, whatever this information is, something is going to come to light, that you're going to have to deal with this in a non-emotional way, but actually deal with it. It's getting you to focus in on your path to success, okay, to a better life. And as I said, it could involve, you know, something that is like, you know, property, money, finances, and that could be a catalyst too. Like maybe you know, if you're watching this and you really, you know, want to make changes in the financial area of your life, and that could, you know, you're finally like, okay, I got to do something about this. Or, you know, for each of you, as I said, it's going to be different. But just know that whatever happens the second half of February, whatever this is you don't want to get wrapped up in it emotionally, because that's going to drain the energy. But you want to stay with it and work with it. And that's what this reversed Eight of Wands is saying. Okay. And when you work with it, you're going to be able to kind of solve this. And then, with the Tower card, it's just something that is going to be, a little bit of a shake up. It's like a wake up call. Okay. But the thing is, as I said before, we hear story after story about how something happens and it is the catalyst that pushes people onto their true path. And I feel like that's what this is, okay? Even if it doesn't even have to be a big dramatic thing, but something where people just say, you know what, I'm going to do it. I'm making these changes. And it's really getting you, as I said, to move toward your better future. All you have to do is kind of recognize it. That's the other thing with the moon too, is the moon reversed is saying that what's coming to light is your path. So I feel like something is coming to light regarding this situation, but above and beyond that, overreaching everything, is that what is really coming to light is the path that was hidden from you is now going to become more clear so you can move forward in it. So yeah, really, really good stuff. Reach out to me in the comments and let me know like how this plays out and if you were able to like kind of figure out and how you navigated this whole situation. But anyway, I hope this reading was helpful to you and you found some value in it. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions in your life and would like a personal tarot reading, or if you'd like your astrological chart analyzed, there's going to be a link in the description box below. I can give you some more information on that. But, thanks for watching. Again, as always, much appreciation, much love. We'll see you on some more videos. Many blessings. Okay, North Node in Capricorn and or the 10th house. This is going to be your February 2024 TAROTSCOPE reading for the second half of February. Okay, so the theme card that popped out for you is the Five of Cups. And what I'm feeling like is that when I saw this spread that popped out, and with this card, I'm feeling like a lot of you are moving toward more strength, emotionally, mentally, and even if you may be going through something right now, emotionally and mentally, that could be trying or dealing with some past issues. I feel like your ultimate path is moving toward, as I said, like I'm feeling like emotional strength, and mental strength, strength of will. This is you're like moving toward that. It's just part of. It's almost like I'm getting the feeling of like you're in a training program. Okay. The reason I say that, what are your timeline cards? You've got the Wheel of Fortune, which is always good to get in a reading, and you've got the Seven of Wands reversed, and you've got the Empress. So what's going on here is, as I said, with the Wheel of Fortune, when you see that card, it's like you're basically, life always shifts. There's up times, there's down times, and you are working toward an uptime. Like, even though like you could be struggling right now, like mentally and emotionally, and sometimes like physically, this is like a building you up. As I said, I'm getting the feeling of a training program. And what is this training you for? Well, ultimately, you have the Empress up here. And this is a really interesting card for you because your south node is in the highly emotional sign of Cancer, and or the fourth house, which is the strength of family, of home, all of those things, like nurturing. Okay, the Empress is the best of both worlds. The Empress I like to think of as like the strong mother figure. So, this archetype is something that I think that and it doesn't matter if whatever gender or sex you are watching this, okay, male, female, or any gender or sex, okay. Um, this there's because anyone can have this archetype, okay. Think of this. Think of like the mother who is completely 100% like caring, nurturing, open-hearted, protective, but at the same time, no one messes with her. Like, she's strong, she's confident, she's got, you know, immense power, okay? But it's a power of like, it's like a soft power, okay? You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Ultimately, the where you're moving in your life is you're moving toward more strength. You already have the feeling part, the emotional part down because of your South Node in Cancer or the fourth house. But what you're doing is now, when you're adding the Capricorn North Node, which is moving toward mastering yourself, mastering life, working towards success, inviting courage into your life, okay? You're adding that, and this is the archetype of where you're ending up. Now, here's the thing, though, okay? With the Five of Cups right now, and you've got the, reversed Seven of Wands, most of you aren't necessarily feeling that strength now. I'm telling you where it is you're heading. The reason you're going through this is you are being strengthened and trained, okay? But with this reversed Seven of Wands, it doesn't feel like it. You could feel like you're not really on top of things. You're like, you might be hearing this and saying, like, I don't feel like I'm going to be strong, or I'm strong, but you are. You're moving toward this, okay? And you're given a heads up, because the second half of February, a lot of you are going to start to realize that. You're going to, even in a small way, like, you're going to get a taste of that strong mother archetype energy that I talked about. Someone that is connected to their emotions, deeply, intuitive, emotionally intelligent, but also strong and courageous. Okay. So I feel like this 2 weeks is going to be, even if you just feel it for a day or an hour or whatever it is, you're going to just start to feel it. And once you feel it once, okay, once it happens, then it's like a repeatable pattern. You might say, like, oh, well, I only felt strong for like a couple hours, and then it was kind of like it went away, or one day, or whatever it is. But once you feel that, you know what that feeling is, and you're going to get the feeling because you get to the point where you've gone through so much that the training is starting to pay off, okay? Now, what are your advice cards? You've got the Six of Swords, and you've got the Eight of Swords, okay? Now, one of the things that's happening here is that your emotions, or all of our emotions, are deeply tied to our mental state, okay? They are, our mental state and our emotional state are separate, yet they are connected, because our mental state does affect our emotional state, and our emotional state affects our mental state. Okay, so they are connected, even though they are separate. And what I feel like is, I feel like you're going to begin to, the second half of February, is you're going to start to move away, like with the Six of Swords, you're going to move away mentally from the turbulence. And this is a strong, bold move. Even if you just do it, it could be one thing that you just maybe stand up for yourself, or you have the courage to do something or say something. It's getting you to move away from the old way of being. And when you're moving away from that, with each, uh, I guess you say, like, inch or mile that you move from that other state, it's getting you toward, moving toward that strength I was talking about, of the Empress. And then with the Eight of Swords, one of the things that you could realize is that within you have the power to move out of any state of being in your life. Why do I say that? The Eight of Swords is, basically like a mental prison of our own making. Okay, if you look at this card carefully, she is not completely surrounded by swords. There is a way out for her, and she is also not, she's bound and blindfolded, but the bonds are loose. They are something, and what this card is saying is that we have the power to release ourselves from situations that are mentally and physically, mainly mentally and emotionally, keeping us captive. Okay. And I feel like that's where the gift is. Sometime in the next 2 weeks of the last 2 weeks of February, you're going to be taking steps of moving toward this stronger self. And you're going to get a taste of it. And some of you will be in that state longer than others, but it doesn't matter. You're all going to get a taste of it. And you're going to see that, I can do this. I can, just be willing to take those like baby steps forward. Be bold in that. Okay. And, especially when we act boldly and strongly, even when we don't feel strong, it's very, very powerful. And the big thing that's underlying all this is, the wheel of fortune. You're going to be given, this is an opportunity. This is an opportunity to really move your life forward in a positive direction in your soul path. Okay. So you're going to be, and so don't let this opportunity go by. You're not going to, feel like, most of you aren't going to feel like you can do it, but do it anyway. That's what these two cards, the Five of, Cups and the reverse Seven of Wands, you're not going to feel like you could do it. And when you act out of kind of, I guess, like just faith or blind courage, that's the part where you're like, and you're going to see it's going to start to work out, and that's when you get that taste of it. So whatever this situation is, just remember those are the key things for you, and you're moving toward this stronger state. Remember, this is your ultimate goal. Okay, that really strong, powerful mother archetype. Okay, and it's very powerful, and something that is like really needed in the world today. So anyway, I hope this reading was helpful to you and you found some value in it. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions in your life and would like a personal tarot reading, or if you'd like your astrological chart analyzed where I could see your timeline, where it's been and where it could be heading in the future, there's going to be a link in the description box below. Reach out to me in the comments, say hi, hit that like button. I would appreciate it. And as I said, if you have any questions, just feel free to reach out. But with that, I'll say thank you, and we will see you on some more videos. Many blessings. Okay, North Node in Aquarius and or the 11th house. This is going to be your February 2024 Tarot-scope reading for the second half of February. Okay, so the theme card that popped out for you is the reversed Four of Cups. And when I'm looking at this reading and I saw this card, the big theme for the second half of February for you is really recognizing a different aspect of your life, or recognizing almost like gratitude and blessings, or there's could be something that you're not seeing things correctly or clearly, and you're going to be given the opportunity the second half of February to make some adjustments, into this kind of a new perspective. Generally speaking, the Four of Cups is like, could be like, sometimes people call it like depression, or kind of the blahs, or being like emotionally distraught, or something about something in your life. Okay, And when it's reversed, it's like what I'm feeling like for you is that the second half of February is going to be about like getting a new perspective mentally and emotionally. That it's like a readjustment type of a thing. So what do I mean by that? Let's get into the timeline cards. You've got the Wheel of Fortune reversed. You've got the Five of Cups, and you've got the Judgment card reversed. So I'm feeling like a lot of you watching this video, you know, you could have gone through this period of time, like the last maybe month or a couple of weeks, where you know it might have gotten you down in some way, emotionally, mentally, also. Okay, and you can kind of feel like, in a way, like, you know, maybe you're not winning, or you know your life isn't flowing in the way you would like it to right now, and it can be causing some, you know, emotional distress, kind of like some depressed feelings. For each of you, as I said, it'll be a little bit different. And then with the reversed, Wheel of Fortune, it's like just feeling like, you know, it's not your time or whatever. These are just feelings, okay? These, as I said, are just feelings, and it's something to where they're going to pass. The reason that they're happening is with this Judgment card reverse. There's some things that, you know, you could be missing in your life with, maybe not understanding, you know, your path fully, or not hearing the path, because I feel like you're getting nudges in certain directions, or in a certain direction, and you may need to recognize that more. A lot of you might be getting hung up, on, you know, your emotions or your mental state type of a thing, okay? And you're not hearing what the universe is trying to tell you. Again, when you have, the Judgment here, this is kind of like a card of like the wake up call. It's trying to call you to a new state of being. And you can see with the Four of Cups over here, you know, emotionally, this person is very intent and obsessed with these three cups here, not realizing that there's another cup that's being, you know, handed to them. But really, the second half is, you, even though you feel like it's kind of not going your way, this could be like a little bit of a down period in some aspect of your life. And for some of you, you may like be doing great in some area. Like that's what could be confusing. Like, let's say work and career could be going excellent, but the personal relationships, and, you know, could be challenging, okay, or family relationships, okay, or it could be the other way around. It could be like family and personal relationships are going like great, but you know, work and career might, okay. So it doesn't have to be your whole life. It could be like one aspect of it. But the key for you is seeing things in a new way, but more importantly, being able to recognize, the cues from the universe and from those around you, okay? In particular, like just, you know, information that's around you, whether it be through people or things you read or things you hear type of a thing, but just like keep listening for the information that could help you with this kind of like adjustment you need to make. And this is basically stating with your advice cards, is kind of telling you that. You've got the Page of Swords, and you've got the Seven of Cups. And so the Page of Swords, that's what I was talking about, where you want to pay attention to information that's around you, or coming toward you. Be like on the lookout for it, because this is also, you know, this is a card of giving and receiving information, and as well as, you know, the Judgment card is like hearing this information, okay. And when you, whatever this is that you're going to hear, it's going to be able to help you kind of on your path. Now, the Seven of Cups here, this is sorting out whatever you're going through and being able to sort it correctly emotionally. And I feel like that's what a lot of you are going to begin to do. So what do I mean by that? Meaning that, you're feeling this way and you say, okay, how am I going to deal with this situation emotionally? Where do I want to go with this emotionally? Do I want to focus on this? Do I want to focus on another thing? Do I want to? And so it's like, it's like getting your focus onto something that you feel intuitively is something that's going to kind of move your life forward. And I feel like that's part of this information that's going to come in. You're going to hear from something or someone like that's going to give you a clue of, it could be like thinking of things in a new way. And what you're doing is, when you do this, is even though it feels like, you might not be on the upswing in your life, you could very quickly turn this wheel around into a positive. It's like kind of like the universe is trying to give you like a heads up type of a thing. So yeah, now is the time to really kind of decide how you want to make emotional sense of what's going on in your life. Sit back and say, okay, I feel this way, but kind of work it through in your mind and in your heart. Like, is this really the proper way to think and feel about this situation? So it's like this dual purpose, where you're going to be getting information the second half of February that's going to help you with this, but also internally, it's almost like it's like your higher self. That's one of the things you want to listen for too. And the judgment card also is a card of listening to our higher self, moving from one state of feeling or one state of being into another. It's not always an outside source. It could come, like I said, from within, from our higher self. And when you do that, you're going to see that, this little period that could be like a downturn in your life, or some aspect of your life, could turn around very quickly to be a positive. And the reason this is happening is, this really is getting you to focus in on kind of the big picture of your life, and to not get kind of hung up on things that could have gone on in the past, or things that are kind of going on now, because we can get kind of hung up mentally and emotionally on things. And that's kind of what this is all saying. But anyway, I hope this reading was helpful to you. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions in your life and would like a personal tarot reading, or if you'd like your astrological chart analyzed, where I could see where your timeline has been and where it could be going, there's going to be a link in the description box below. Reach out to me in the comments with any questions, or just to say hi. Would much appreciate it. And yeah, we will see you on some more videos. Many blessings. Okay, North Node in Pisces and/or the 12th house. This is going to be your February 2024 TAROTSCOPE reading for the second half of February. Okay, so the card that popped out, the theme card, is the reversed Queen of Wands. And this is a pretty powerful reading. You are moving from a state of, let's say, maybe not feeling your strongest or most creative, into a position of strength. And there's going to be some keys here of how to do it and how it's going to happen. So that's what the Queen of Wands is. This is about, physical energy. It's about creativity. It's about confidence. Okay. And the reason it's reversed is that you're coming out of a period, and you're coming out of a period of not quite feeling at the top of your game, but that is changing. Let's look at your timeline cards, are what they are. Really amazing. You've got the Nine of Cups. You've got the 10 of Cups, And then you've got the Four of Cups reversed. So lots of, emotional things going on here. But starting with the Nine of Cups, traditionally this card is called like the wish card. It's like getting like wishes fulfilled, making your dreams come true type of a thing. And it's upright. And I think that it's there for you, and you're moving toward that. It may take some time, but you're moving toward that. And then you look at the next card. You're looking at the Ten of Cups, which is, emotional fulfillment through relationships, or it's a general happiness card. Like moving toward happiness. Very, very, very powerful. Now the key is how you're going to get there. Before we get into your advice cards, let's look at the Four of Cups reversed here. This card is about coming out of a state of, feeling like not your best, or possibly like emotionally down. Um, Discontent is one of the things with this card, or emotionally discontent, or even like some sort of like mild depression could be reflected in this card, and it's reversed. So you're still working through this, and if a lot of you who are watching this are realizing like, okay, I have been gradually getting stronger, even though I might not be where I fully want to be yet, I'm working towards that. Okay. And I think that's what this is all about. Now, what are your advice cards? What are the keys for you? Okay, you've got the reversed High Priestess, and you've got the Ace of Cups. The way that you're going to get there, and this card, the archetype of the High Priestess, is one of the archetypes of what you're moving towards. Okay, you're moving toward a state of strength, but we're talking about a strength of emotions, of emotional intelligence, of using um, the magic of the world. Okay, the High Priestess is the master of both the black pillar and the white pillar. What does that mean? She masters the polarity. She realizes that sometimes in life we're dealing with the energies of the black pillar. We could be in a state that's down. Um, and that polarity is there so we can experience the fullness of life. It has meaning. And then the white pillar, the same thing. Sometimes that is our life experience. But the High Priestess is master because she does not stay in one polarity or the other, but she is able to go back and forth and allow herself to go into different states but not get stuck in any one polarity. So it is the, you know, the power of using the energy of the universe, okay, in your life. How, and you could do this. It doesn't matter what you do every day for a living. That you could be a stay-at-home parent. You could be working at a grocery store. You could do whatever. You could be like, an artist or whatever it is. And you could tap into this energy of the High Priestess. And that's really what your North Node's about in Pisces, is connecting to that universal energy that's out there. Now, again, you've got the Ace of Cups over here. So remember that your emotional power and your emotional state is what is going to drive you toward your success. If you ever feel like you're stuck mentally in something, remember that's your South Node. Mental faculties are ruled by the air signs, okay? And also the planet Mercury, okay, which is, even though your South Node isn't an air sign, but it is ruled by Mercury, which is the thought process, okay? So anytime you're stuck mentally, you want to go into the emotional state. That's where the power is. And I feel like that's what you're moving toward. The whole key here is, the reason for this reading is to give you a heads up not to give up. Keep moving. You're getting stronger. You're getting more confident. You're tapping into your creativity. You're getting better. Just keep going, because there's really good things down the road. Okay, but the key is getting into this archetype of the high priestess and becoming the master of all the polarity, both polarities, and working with them and playing with them. That's what causes electricity to happen. You know, positive and negative charge. That's what pushes the electricity. You can't have just positive or negative, but what makes the movement of electrical current is the balancing of the polarities. Okay, so that's what we're talking about here. And remember, as I said, always go into, don't let your mental state rule your emotional state. Either get your mental state in order, or go to the emotional state that can help your mental state get into order. It's always going to come down to the power of emotions, intuition, and the heart for you, always. Okay, and remember that the master for you in this lifetime is the heart and emotions, and the servant is the mind. Make the mind the servant of the heart, and you cannot go wrong. Anyway, I hope this reading was helpful to you and you found some value in it. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions in your life and would like a personal tarot reading, or if you'd like your astrological chart analyzed where I could see your personal timeline and where it was in the past and where it's heading in the future, click in the link in the description box below. We can get you some more information on that. Reach out to me in the comments with any questions or just to say hi. I'd love to interact with you all. But with that, I will say thank you, and we'll see you on some more videos. Many blessings.